Hi, I'm Sean. They're my part of my dad, Mark.
And what's the name of our business?
Soccer Socks.
What's our mission, pal?
Our mission is spreading happiness.
Spreading happiness. And part of what we do is we want to show the world what people with different abilities can do, right?
Right, Dad.
You have Down syndrome?
I do.
What do you say about Down syndrome?
I have Down syndrome. Down syndrome never holds me back.
Right? So we're living in the age of the coronavirus, and everybody's dealing with that. We're very fortunate today because we have with us a special guest, Kathy DiBenedetto, who is the Director of Infection Prevention at Good Samaritan Hospital Medical Center. Or is it Medical Center Hospital? Medical Center Hospital. They're going to get it straight. It's one or the other. But it's a great hospital, and Kathy is the person who's in charge of making sure that diseases like coronavirus don't spread. So all around us, and you're not going to see them all because we're spread out, social distancing, right, Sean?
That's right, Mark.
We're all spread out. We're going to have a little instruction session today on good health practices so we can protect ourselves, but also make sure we don't spread any virus that we might have. Right? So Kathy, it's all you.
Okay, so John's mission is to spread happiness. My mission is not to spread the germs, right? And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to go back to the basics. So we're going to talk about how you can protect yourself and how you can protect others, right? Each other, your family, and your friends. So the basic is hand washing. And I'm just going to go over basic hand washing to make sure that everybody has it correctly. Okay, you're going to make sure you have your soap, your water, and your paper towels. Okay, so we're going to roll up our sleeves, very important. We're going to turn on the water.
Can you all see?
Yeah.
All right.
We can, Mark.
Can you see? You're going to wet your hands. You're going to take a squirt of the soap. Okay? And you're going to make sure you do the full scrubbing for 20 seconds. Now, 20 seconds could seem like a long time when you're standing there, right? But you should count to 20, okay? Make sure you get in between your fingers. Make sure you get your nail beds, top of your hands, your forearms, full 20 seconds. If you have a clock, you should time yourself, and you can count to 20.
Well, we know some people can sing in songs, right?
You could sing, but I always caution, some people may sing really fast. You want to make sure that you don't sing before those 20 seconds are up.
Do you have a song to sing, Stephanie?
Okay?
Yeah,
What song?
happy birthday.
You've been singing Happy Birthday?
No,
No, what have you been singing?
nothing.
Nothing. You've just been counting?
And me and homie.
Now, for the old folks in the audience, Inagata Davida would make sure you're covered.
So remember, it's fine to go over 20. They even recommend 30 seconds, but do not go under. You want to make sure you're doing good scrubbing, okay?
And with our folks here, we have an agreement. Everybody is washing their hands at least once every 2 hours. And they all have their personal sheet that they have to sign and write the time down, right? Now, John, do you want to try to wash your hands the right
Okay,
way?
I'm going to rinse them off. And I'm going to get to one of the most important steps.
Or maybe we'll bring another volunteer up. Stephanie, you want to come up?
Yeah.
All right,
So
Stephanie's going to show us how it's done.
Did you notice what I didn't do yet? What haven't I done yet?
Oh, you haven't shut the
Didn't
water
shut the
off.
water off.
And do you know why? Because we should be turning off the water with a clean paper towel. If we turn that water off with our bare hands, we just contaminated our hands again, right? If we turned on the water when our hands were potentially contaminated. So you gotta make sure you dry your hands, discard the paper towel. Just like that.
Well, garbage is over there.
Oh,
You can throw it in that blue bin right
Okay,
there.
so we're gonna discard the paper towel and take a clean paper towel to turn off the faucet. Very important step that I think a lot of people do miss. There we go.
All right.
And then you're gonna discard the paper towel.
You want to try it, Stephanie?
Yeah.
Come on up. Oh. Here, you want to look over this way? That way you see your face. All right. She has wet her hands. She's adding soap. Stephanie, You are helping save America, washing your hands.
No. Are you singing?
It's too hot.
It's too hot? Okay.
I put the water.
I would get a little more soap and start over with the singing or the counting to 20 to 30, okay?
Okay.
And make sure you don't put your hands under the water as you're washing it, because then you're gonna wash the soap off. So you keep your hands away from the stream of water until that full scrubbing of 20 seconds, okay? Okay, good job. So I'm just gonna remind you, the best practice, you dry your hands and then throw out that and take a clean paper towel to turn off the faucet.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Just
Okay.
gotta keep remembering those steps, okay?
Okay.
But that was a great job.
All right, how about a round for Stephanie?
And another way you can sanitize your hands, you can use hand sanitizer, and I think I saw it here. So you would take squirt,
Yeah, that one's dried out.
that's okay, I'm demonstrating, right? And you rub
We
your hands
have
together.
bottles around.
I see that. And you rub your hands together until they're dry. It doesn't take long because there's alcohol in there. Don't air dry it like this, okay? Rub them together until they dry.
And we're like everybody else. We're having trouble getting some of these supplies. So if you're out there, we'll trade socks for hand sanitizer.
There you go. Okay, and what else can you do to protect yourself? Remember, don't touch your face, okay? Don't touch your nose, don't touch your face if your hands are not clean. And if you do touch your face, you should go wash your hands again, okay? Because viruses like to live on surfaces. They can stay on surfaces for hours up to days. So anything that you may touch, somebody might have touched when their hands weren't cleaned. And if you touch your face, that's how we spread germs around, okay? Gotta remember that, all right? So it's a great thing to wash your hands every 2 hours, but if you're gonna go eat, right, you should wash your hands again, right? If you used a restroom, you should wash your hands again. And what's important too, viruses like to live on metal. So before you leave that bathroom, you should take a clean paper towel to open the door. That's added protection for you as well, okay? And to get back to if you're not feeling well, if you wake up in the morning and you have a cough, you feel like you have a fever and you're achy, best thing to do is stay at home. Okay, you can give your doctor a call and let him know your symptoms, but that's how you're gonna protect your colleagues, your friends, and that
Kenny,
you work with all day.
If you're
Very
assigned to
important.
work one day and you wake up and you're not feeling well, what are you gonna do?
Stay home.
Stay home.
Stay home. That's
Call the
right.
doctor, stay home.
I have a question on Facebook, and they said, why can't you use the same paper towel to shut off the water? And then they said, is it creating more waste? So just a question.
Well, the paper towel is gonna be wet, right, because you're drying your hands. So if the paper towel is wet and you turn off the the faucet, that moisture is gonna go onto that handle, and viruses, bacteria, they like to live in moist areas, so it's better to take a dry paper towel to turn off that faucet.
All right. Well, we've also been wiping down surfaces,
Yes.
any shared surfaces. We've been using disinfectant wipes
Yes.
to do that.
These products, they're great, but what's very important, every product on the back, they tell you what type of viruses and bacteria that it kills, and it also gives you a contact time or a wet time. And you're saying, well, what does that mean? It means that the surface must stay wet for the time required to kill all the viruses and bacteria that it says it's going to kill. All of us, I know everybody's in a rush. If you grab a wet and just go like this, and it dries quickly, you might not have killed all the viruses and bacteria that are there. So if it says 2 minutes, then you have to keep that surface wet for 2 minutes. You have to time it. If it dries before the 2 minutes, take another wipe and just re-wet it. You don't have to start the clock again though. Okay, so it would be good to have clocks placed, or if you have a watch, to time it. Because like I said, about 20 seconds, 2 minutes is a long time when you're standing there, but you want to make sure that you're using the product the way it says. And products have different contact times, so it's important to know what product you use and the required contact time. Okay?
So we'll
Any
get timers to put near the sinks,
That's a good idea.
right? Maybe we'll get a little clock, Andrew, and if you stop washing your hands before 20 seconds it'll come out and slap you. Remind you, you gotta finish washing those hands. But we'll sterilize that hand that slaps you.
So we do have 2 questions on Facebook. One is it okay to wear medical gloves for cleaning?
Yes, when you're wearing gloves, we should be performing hand hygiene prior to putting on those gloves, and you wanna know why? Our hands are not sterile. You put on gloves, you're gonna create a nice moist area underneath, and whatever's under there, any organisms, they're gonna multiply, right? So you should wash your hands before you put on those gloves. And when, after cleaning, remove the gloves correctly now, make sure you pull them off, take them off here first, right? Roll it up into your other hand and underneath here. You don't wanna contaminate your hands when you take off the gloves. That's why, that's always a potential. Hand hygiene, wash your hands as soon as you remove your gloves. Don't touch any surfaces, go right to the sink, or you can use a hand sanitizer as well. But yes, but before and after, perform hand hygiene.
So Sam over there, Samantha, is wearing a mask. Is it a good thing to wear a mask? Should we be trying to wear them? When are they helpful?
The mask is not recommended to wear. It's recommended to wear if you know somebody is infected, to protect yourself, or if you're ill and you came to work and you realize you're ill, put that mask on before you leave. But that's why we want people to stay 6 feet apart from each other.
And that was the next question.
Oh.
Why do we have to stay?
Right.
Why do we have to stay the distance?
Well, the coronavirus and viruses like the flu, if you cough or sneeze, the virus can go up into the air as far as 6 feet, right? And then it will fall and land on a surface. And that's when they say the virus can stay alive on surfaces, which is why cleaning is very important. You should have tissues around, because if you sneeze or cough, you can cough into your sleeve. That's recommended, or you take a tissue.
We were practicing etiquette for that before.
Yes.
Gary was modeling for us how to cough into our elbows.
And sneezing as well. I know sometimes your sneeze come on quickly, and you might automatically go to your hand. If that happens, you go right to the sink and you wash your hands.
We got another question, which may seem a little silly, but what happens if you don't have any paper towels or you can't get any and you run out? What can you use this is it for the shutting off the water. What could you use, they're asking?
That's a really good question. Because if you have towels there, it should be one towel per person. You can use tissues, but tissues they get wet. That's not a good idea. But if you use like a towel, you need single towels, so it's 1 per person.
Right, so
And then
paper
you
towels
discard
are
it.
better then, yes?
Of course, because that is
Because then we throw it
disposable.
away.
That's disposable. But if you use towels, it's one per person and 1 time.
We have another question is, does the virus die when it's not on a person? If it's like on your sleeve, does the virus die?
No, it could stay alive on your clothes as well. That's why it's important that when you go home at the end of the day, you wash your clothes. Yes, it could stay alive on your clothes.
That's one of the challenges, right, is
Yeah.
they don't know how long this is staying alive on
They don't.
surfaces.
That's why it's clean, and use the correct contact time, whatever product you're using. Do you have any questions?
You've been through this, right? So let's think about it. 1, if you're not feeling well, stay home. Don't go right to the emergency room. Call your doctor. Your doctor can help you, right? So stay home, don't come and infect other people. And here, if you're assigned to work and you don't feel well, we want you to stay home. We're gonna pay you a $100 bonus to stay home, okay?
All right.
2, if you come into work, we're gonna screen everybody to make sure that they're okay. Anybody who comes in a building, we're screening, right? When you get here, practice good health. Wash your hands. We're wiping down surfaces, right? And practice social distancing. So even before the New York governor, because we have people from many states, announced the reduction in the number of people that can be here, we're reducing the number of people that will work at any one time. So we don't have density, so there's plenty of space between each other. Give each other space. No more high fives. I know we got a lot of huggers here, right?
Yes.
No more hugging.
That's what we're gonna
No
do.
more high fives.
There we go.
Elbows. And what did we learn from Joe the other day? You want to show?
Yeah.
Yeah. Joe, you want to come
Can't see
over
ya.
and show?
You stand out
No,
there,
turn
John.
around, John, we'll show. Right? Feet? We can say hello with feet, right? But no hugging, no touching. John and I are doing it because we live together, we work together, we're going down together. But we should be apart, right? And you guys know that now, right?
Right.
Right? Because we want to flatten that curve. We don't want to send too many patients to Good Sam. They're already the busiest hospital on Long Island, right? The busiest emergency room. We want to minimize the number of people that have to go in the hospital, and we can do that. We can all help. Okay? You guys got questions?
I will say I have another question. Behind you, that's basically like gold right now. Nobody can get it. What can you use in replacement for that?
Actually, sometimes basic soap and water, if that's all you have, because it's all about the scrubbing. So if you don't have a disinfectant, soap and water is recommended. That's fine.
All
And
right.
also, I wanna just say, don't share your drinks, right? Don't share utensils, right? I know you wanna share, keep it to yourself, okay? It's very important. And does everybody know what they mean by flatten the curve? Because we see the number of cases are going up, we wanna see that number of cases go down, right?
Right?
Like everything goes down and everything that
Well,
comes out.
It's going to be
like,
tough,
kind of
John.
equal.
We're going to be in this for some unknown period of time. Nobody can tell you exactly how long it's going to last.
Yeah.
At some point, we're going to get to the other side, and things will go back to normal, though it may be a new normal, it may be a little different. But right now, we have to take care of ourselves, protect ourselves, and think about others. You know, we don't want to become carriers and spread this to other people, right?
Right.
Is there another
So-
question?
Again, we work with people with different abilities. So somebody has a question. They live in a group home. How do you social distance if you're living in a group home?
That is a challenge, but we do recommend, I don't know how they're situated, different rooms. Maybe they can stay in their room more often. Of course, we don't want people to isolate themselves 100%, but we just have to, I say, be smart. Work with the situation that you have. And practice good infection prevention. And like Mark said, infection prevention is everybody's responsibility, so everybody has to get involved, right? We all have to go back to the basic infection prevention and make sure everybody's practicing it all the time. And if somebody forgets, you can remind them. Like if somebody goes to the sink and forgets to turn off the faucet with the paper towel and shuts it off with their hand, you should remind them, you know what, you need to rewash your hands again because you touched the faucet.
It does take time
So,
to
yes,
learn new
it
habits,
does, so it's
right?
important that we remind each other, right?
And, you know, you'll still run into people that are gonna naturally reach to shake your hand. You're not insulting them if you say, no, I'm not gonna shake your hand, okay? We have to work at this and be aware, and we can help each other here do this.
I think
All
you
right.
had a
I
question?
have a question.
You have a question? Go
Yeah.
ahead.
My question is, some people, I feel like, I know I can't touch the faces, the head.
Right.
Sometimes it's really hard. I really hard. I feeling easy scratchy. Really hard.
It is
too.
hard not to touch your face.
Really hard to touch the face because something not colorful. I want you to feel colorful. I don't want I feel like it's easy.
Well, sometimes people, you scratch your face because you got an itch.
Yeah.
But what a lot of us do is, we're not even thinking about it, we touch our face.
Right.
And we want to stop doing that, okay?
So if you have an itch and you're uncomfortable, wash your hands first. Get some hand sanitizer. Wash your hands first, right? And then you can scratch your face. Or take a tissue. Use a tissue. But it's all about hand hygiene. We don't want you to touch your face if your hands could be potentially contaminated, right? And potentially have a virus on it that now you may inhale, so.
Because here's why, John. Imagine that you touch a doorknob, or you touch a button in an elevator, okay? And somebody who was infected, they touched that. Well, the germs could be on that elevator button.
Absolutely.
And so you touch that, and then if you touch your face, that's how it gets into you, through your eyes, through your nose, through your mouth. So if you touch a surface, wash your hands, you get rid of that,
Right.
okay? Well, this has been really great,
We
Kathy.
have one question.
Oh,
I'm
we have
sorry.
another
Yes.
question?
Is it a good idea to disinfect your devices?
Absolutely, and anything that you use, yes. Everybody should be responsible for sanitizing their work area as well as the devices that they use. Absolutely, that's a really good question.
Well, we're very fortunate to get an expert like Kathy to come here from Good Samaritan Hospital. That's very cool. So I think we gotta give Kathy a round of
Thank you
applause.
for having me. Thank you very much.
Where's your hospital located?
It's in West Iceland,
Oh,
West Iceland, not too far from here.
It's on the South Shore.
Yeah.
wow.
And another thing I want to remind everybody, stay healthy. Make sure you get a lot of rest, make sure you eat healthy, because if you stay healthy, it also helps you to not get sick with the virus.
That's great. So we're gonna share this to our YouTube channel, and it'll stay on our Facebook channel. We ask you, if you thought this was helpful, to share it with others. There are a couple of things that we're doing. Nightly, John and I are doing the Spreading Happiness show, right?
Right. I study every night.
At 7 o'clock, because, well, there are bleak times and people are stressed. We want to bring a little happiness, right?
Right.
And by next week, we're going to set up virtual tours. So if you're home and you need something to do, you'll be able to come online and get a virtual tour of our business and meet John and ask questions about what we do here.
Right. I run 6 o'clock in Central Time, and maybe 5 o'clock in Mountain. And
You're like,
at
Big Ben, huh?
4 o'clock in Western.
and what time will it be in Tokyo?
Yeah. At midnight. After midnight. That's that.
Right, folks? So we hope you're doing okay. We're concerned. We're trying to do the right thing. We're all trying to learn and adjust to this, right? And we also want to spread a little happiness. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Have a great day.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.